most of us, most of the time, are veiled from our spiritual nature by virtue of being embodied and by virtue of our heedlessness and our forgetfulness of our true nature. And so the whole Sufi path boils down to how to remember. And that's why the essence of the path is dhikr, remembrance. This teaching is that there's something we already know, but we've forgotten that we know. And all of this praying and this fasting and this chanting and this invocation and all these teachings and all of this practice, waking up in the last third of the night and all of it, is the practice of remembering. It will not suffice to remember once, because it's not a theoretical remembering. It's an experiential remembering. It's a tasting. It's an awakening. And so this is what we are going to get at. Now, in closing, we could mention this by way of analogy that modern people can relate to, is that we talk about this world being a dream. Another way that we could think about this is that this world is, and this is an analogy, so don't take this too literally, right? I know there's a lot of people now talking about this world as a simulation, right? And in a certain sense, that's just a kind of like way to say it's a creation for, kind of like tech people, right? It's what people have said since time immemorial. But the idea here is, if we look at virtual reality, right? And I've had the experience of doing virtual reality and, putting on the headset just a few times. So really, if you haven't had the experience, I recommend you do it. You put these goggles on and then you find yourself immersed in another world. Now, you see things that are so real and you can look around you, and right, you've seen these videos of people that are watching it and then they like jump through their kitchen table because they forget where they are. It's so real and immersive that you actually forget. Actually, they have a word for the experience when you're immersed in virtual reality and you forget that you're not in virtual reality, that you are in virtual reality, you're not in this actual world, and that's called presence. You've attained presence, which is a strange inversion, because right, hudur is one of the goals of the path, attaining presence with the divine reality. In any case, the analogy is profound because you never leave the room that you're in, just like the sleeper never leaves the place they fell asleep. And so in a sense, again, we're still in the divine presence. That alam al-arwah, when we said alastu bi rabbikum, it's happening now, in fact. But we've forgotten. And so if you think about this tradition, this spiritual path is about remembering that everything in this virtual reality is actually pointing us beyond it. It's to awaken us. Ah, yes. Right. We will show them our signs on the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear that it is the truth. So everything in this dream or this virtual reality is actually reminding us this is virtual reality. We've forgotten. But more to the point, that we can actually, there's a way to polish the heart and draw near to the divine, so that we actually start to see through the virtual reality into the real world. And it becomes augmented reality. And now we're looking at this world, but we're seeing through it to the world beyond it. So these are some of the themes we wanted, and allegories and analogies we wanted to just open with, and we will explore in subsequent conversations.